We're refining resin, telling tales of standing stones, and becoming the bard in residence at our local village inn. That's right, it's Everdell from Starling Games. Don't let the cute woodland critters fool you. This is a ruthless worker placement, engine builder, tableau builder strategy game. It is not for the faint of game. You're gonna wanna get your most intense gamer player friends around a table for this one. Speaking of sitting around the table, it stands out amongst the forest of games because of its three-tiered cardboard tree. That's right, it has this incredible gorgeous tree that has very little effect on gameplay, but looks really nice, and that's table presence, baby. Now, this is not a tutorial video, this is a review video, but just to give you a quick idea of how gameplay works, on your turn, you're gonna do one of three things. Your action can be to place a worker to gather resources. It could be to play a card either from your personal hand or the public play area, or you can decide to prepare for the next season. Some interesting things about this game. Players don't have to be in the same season at the same time. If you use your turn to prepare for a future season, you'll move on to the next season while another player may be stuck in the past. I think this has to do with the fact that the timeline is deterministic and not the multiple timelines theory of time travel, but also this game has nothing to do with time travel. That's just the lens through which I see the world. I want to mention here that this game is going to get a lot better the more you play it. I think experienced players have an advantage in this game. For example, taking your turn to claim an event doesn't seem like it might be particularly strategic, but experienced players would know that other players cannot claim an event if you've claimed it. Also, creating buildings that help you build other buildings instead of paying their building cost is very valuable. For example, the courthouse. And the courthouse can help you gain more resources in order to keep your engine going longer so you can take more turns before you need to move on to the next season. I think that less experienced players may think that they want to move on to the next season faster, but really, the ability to take as many turns as possible is going to get you more victory points in the end game. In Everdell, the player to get the most victory points wins the game. Shocker, right? But it's usually not going to be the player who races to the end first, because the more turns you can take in a season, the more in-game points you can accumulate. I mean, thematically, as a woodland critter, the end of the season probably means your own death, right? I mean, not to be dramatic, but like, how long do woodland critters really live? It's deterministic theory of time, remember? Now, if you run out of possible options to take during your turn, you have to move on to the next season. So bide your time so that you are one of the last players to move on to the next season in order to maximize your opportunity for victory points. Because if one player is left still playing, they're gonna be, you know, sort of solo gaming and getting a bunch of solitaire rounds in at the end of the game while you're just sitting there twiddling your thumbs. Do squirrels even have thumbs? I'm not sure. I bet they do. How'd they get around with acorns? You're gonna wanna play this multiple times so you can really master the strategy, but that's gonna be easy to do because it has a lot of replayability, not only in having a huge amount of cards, but also there are a huge amount of expansions. There's already 3 available. Let me name them all, I can easily do it. I don't even have to look at my notes. We have Belfair, Pearlbrook, Spirecrest, and coming soon to Kickstarter are New Leaf and Mistwood. I did it. If you've been looking to scratch your Animal Crossing itch in the form of a board game, New Leaf does exactly that. It gives you a train station to plop down right next to your board where visitors will come and you can use them to help accumulate more points for the end game. And Mistwood introduces Nightweave. Nightweave is a villainous enemy seeking to take over Everdell, but it can also function as an AI in your 1, 2, or 3 player games, which is a super cool mechanic. So to review the review that we're reviewing, Everdell is aesthetically stunning, lots of replayability. It's not a short game, so I recommend playing with 1, 2, or 3 players to start so you can get to know it a little better, make games go a little faster. But what I love about it is that it's not an easy game to master. And though it's pretty quick to teach in that you can either place a worker or play a card, it becomes a wide variety of opportunities of how to spin those actions that may lead to some decision paralysis. I think if you enjoy worker placement games like Lords of Waterdeep or tableau builders like Terraforming Mars, I think you're gonna enjoy this game, so I recommend picking up Everdell. All right, that's it for my review of Everdell, but just one more thing. I'm gonna play you out with a little song I found in the rulebook. Get ready. It's gonna be my best work yet. Wandering the woods, gathering the stones. Gotcha! I'm a terrible singer. Do with that what you will. See you next time.